Pennsylvania now just 11 days away. My next guest says that it's time to forget about the Democrats and Republicans. We need an independent candidate to break up this corrupt two-party system, as he calls it. Jesse Ventura, of course, the former governor of Minnesota and author of Don't Start the Revolution Without Me. Governor, how you doing?
Neil, doing great.
Thanks for
coming.
coming.
Couldn't be better. My pleasure.
You look different. What's going on?
I always look different. This is the first time I've been clean-shaven in probably 35 years, because even when I was governor, I had a shaved head, but I had a mustache, and so I like to change my looks.
You actually look meaner now. See, when you were governor, you looked mean, but now you look even meaner.
Well, I have to be. I'm here at Fox News. You better look mean when you come here. I mean, I saw Newt Gingrich roaming the halls. You never know when he might jump you.
Well, I saw you on Larry King. I thought they were going to serve you tea. Let me get your take on the race right
Sure.
now. You have any horse in this race?
No, I really don't. I really believe, Neil, that we should be offered, if an independent isn't allowed in and isn't allowed to debate, I really believe in all local, national, and federal elections, we should have none of the above. Now, people chuckle at that, but what it really means is this. I'm here to participate in voting. I'm here to participate in the system, but it is a vote of no confidence in government. And that's a vote I would take today, because the Democrats and Republicans now have us $9 trillion in debt. Now, we work our whole private lives to hopefully leave an inheritance for our kids, right? Well, get ready. Your kids are going to not have a dime, because eventually that's going to come due, and it's going to be paid to the government. Everything.
Well, what makes you think an independent is the type to address that?
Well, because they certainly aren't. Both of them spend like drunken sailors. The only difference is the Democrats reach right into your wallet with tax and spend. The Republicans, they're more shifty and sneaky. They put it on the old credit card, which is the national debt, but they both spend.
But you hate them both.
Yeah, I don't hate them. I don't hate anyone. But well, I just would prefer to take my country back. That's
all right.
Why
So of the three prominent candidates, now I know you addressed this in your book, but you have the Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, John McCain. Who of those is the least offensive to you? How's that?
Well, as the late, great Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead said, when you're made to pick the lesser of three evils, you're still picking evil, aren't you? Who is the least? Barack Obama. He's the newest. He's not so much a career politician as the other two. And I would say that, to me, he's the least of the three.
But isn't it tough?
Will I vote for him? No, I will not.
Okay. So we have a number who are entertaining independent runs for the White House. Ralph Nader. We had Congressman Barr here the other day. He's looking at it. Could be more. Ron Paul, some of his enthusiasts say run as a third party.
Yeah.
How would that go if you had, let's say, 5 or 6 people running?
Terrific. It gives you, it makes it like the grocery store. Right now, when you go in the grocery store to the soft drink department, you only have Coke and Pepsi to choose from. 2 colas, one slightly sweeter than the other, depending which side of the ledger you're on.
So you want more choice?
I want more choices. I'm fiscally conservative, but I'm socially liberal. Nobody of these represents me.
All right, but Governor, the rap against an independent candidate, even succeeding, and you succeeded, getting elected governor, is that it's very hard to work with traditional Republicans and Democrats because they're going to make your life difficult. So unless you get a lot of independents elected with you, they're up against the same wall that a traditionalist would.
But that fits both feet. I make their life very difficult, too. You know, remember that. To me, it's all about why we need more than 2. When Abraham Lincoln was president, we had 3 choices.
His was the upstart party at the time.
Yeah,
right?
and how much has our population grown since then? Immensely. You know, why is the 2-party system, to me, it gives you one more choice than communist Russia.
Oh,
you know, or Castro in Cuba. Castro would run. Well, you either voted for Fidel or nothing. Yeah. Well, wow, we give you 2.
But is this book, Governor, and your appearance, you've been doing the circuit, and we're happy to include you here, your way of saying, hey, I'm here?
No, it really isn't. I look at it more as a wake-up call. I'm trying to wake up the lemmings. The people, you know, that go along and kind of just fall off the cliff because they accept. Always remember, we're being told now that to speak out against our government is unpatriotic. Thomas Jefferson said dissension is the greatest form of patriotism.
So why
now,
did you?
what is
Okay,
that
wait,
method?
wait a minute,
What is he
Governor. Then
saying
why
there?
didn't you practice that?
I did.
No, you didn't. You left. You went into the wilderness. You have a house without power, right? Pretty much.
No, I'm solar.
Solar power.
Solar power.
But everyone said you just dropped off the face of the earth.
Yes, I did.
You were a bitter, angry man.
No, not a bit. Not a bit. If you'll read the book, you'll find out why.
But when you
wait a minute,
no.
I didn't run again because of my wife's health.
I realize
and
that.
I will put my wife and our marriage ahead of any political job.
You did.
That's why I left.
You weren't remotely fed up with the system
Oh.
and the way that the two parties were trying to corner you.
No. In fact, if I wouldn't have been married, my parents are gone, and there's only my Navy SEAL brother. They would have had me for 2 or 3 more terms, because always remember, from us Navy SEALs, we don't get mad, we get even.
Is that your way of saying you come back?
And then there's another thing we do, too, to add to that. Remember, you got to sleep sometime.
So it sounds to me, Governor, that's your way of saying, I'll be back.
I might, but as a good Navy SEAL, we're clandestine. We don't show our hand until it's too late.
Would your hand, let's say, be of the state or federal persuasion?
Well, I've done state, and I've done local. I was a mayor, I was a governor. There's only one other one left.
Well, that's the big one.
Been there, done that.
That's the big one, with the pillars in the front of the house?
Well, not necessarily.
There's
an interesting Senate race in Minnesota taking place between a chicken hawk and a carpetbagger.
Okay, so you would be interested in what Franken's interested in.
Yeah, but except I lived there my whole life. I'm not coming back, and Al Franken probably don't even have a driver's license.
So you want to run for Senate?
No, I don't want to.
You don't want him to get elected?
I don't want either one of them.
Okay, so that sounds to me like you're running.
No, it doesn't.
You're not going to tell me anything, are you?
No.
You told Larry King more,
Nah, well,
you liked him.
Larry had me on longer.
All right. Governor, I think you enjoyed this.
I do.
Okay, and
I was also handcuffed for 3 years. I signed that huge contract with MSNBC, and they wouldn't put me on because I opposed the Iraq War. So I couldn't do anything. I couldn't do any news shows. I couldn't do cable or satellite. Well, that contract's gone now, so I'm getting a chance to vent.
What do you think of them?
What do I think of them? I think that they're controlled by corporate, and that we do not have necessarily free speech in this country anymore, that it's very controlled. Because you notice that they cut Phil Donahue, and he was their highest-rated show. Have you ever heard of a network cutting its highest-rated show? Never.
What do you think about how they handled Tucker Carlson?
I wasn't familiar what they do.
Okay, well, he disappeared.
Oh.
But did you like working with them as people?
I never had a chance. How can you like or dislike when you're not given a chance? And so I can't really answer whether I did or didn't, because I wasn't given the chance.
Governor, thank you.
Maybe if Fox truly is fair and balanced, they'll give me a job here. Then we'll find out if they're fair and balanced.
If we don't, will you beat us up?
If they got guts enough, beat you up.
Because Bill O'Reilly's right outside.
Wait, always remember this. When I was in first phase training to be a SEAL, we had an instructor named Terry Mother Moy. And one day, there's a word that comes after mother, too, but I can't say it.
Yes, I know.
And one day, one of the trainees said, "Instructor Moy, when do we get hand-to-hand combat?" And Instructor Moy turned and said, "With a Stoner machine gun, no one should ever get that close."
You spent a lot of,
so I don't beat
You spent a lot of
up.
time alone in the wilderness, haven't you, Governor?
No, my wife's with me. My wife's with me, Neil. The person
everything's
belongs.
okay?
Everything. She has recovered beautifully. Thank you for asking. Her health is back now very much, and the Baja helped do that. So I have a great love for the Baja.
All right. Very good seeing you, Governor.
Thank you.
Be well with everything.
You
Bill's
too.
right outside there. I'm sure he'd love to chat with you.
Bill hides from me.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't hide from anyone.
I'm the man who terrifies Bill O'Reilly.
Really?
Yes.
I thought I was. All right. Governor, very good seeing you.